So a couple of months ago, MMPR issue 107 ended on a crazy cliffhanger where Drakkon broke Kiya out of the vault and asked her if she wanted to save the universe. Now issue 109 continues that cliffhanger, but not only that, it leads into the upcoming Drakkon storyline we'll be getting called Power Rangers Unlimited the Coinless, where we see Draken and Kia return to the world of the Coinless, where Drakkon is going to be forming something called the Draken Rangers. What that means or what it's going to be about, I have no idea as of the time of recording this video, but it sounds like things are going to be freaking crazy with that issue. But issue 109 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers is a wild roller coaster of a ride that Melissa just keeps doing loops and turns as the story progresses. But not only that, this issue seems like that Mistress Vile is going to be winning this battle, as even though our heroes are making progress in some fights, they can't stand up to Mistress Vile, the vessel, and whatever she has in store for our heroes moving forward. So, let's talk about issue 109 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers as we get closer and closer to the Darkest Hour storyline that will be dropping in August. So, issue 109 picks up where issue 107 left off at, where Drakkon had freed Kiya from the vault. And without hesitation, Kiya attacks Drakkon and goes in for the kill. But Drakkon's easily able to toss her to the side and be like, hey, calm down, we got bigger problems right now. So, if you don't remember, the whole reason why Kiya hates Drakkon is because when Drakkon did his whole universe shatter thing back at the end of Shattered Grid, it basically awakened a bunch of people across the universe the ability to connect with the Morphin Grid, and Kiya was one of those people. And when it happened to Kiya, basically a large storm went off around her and it killed her entire family, and she blames Drakkon, but not only Drakkon, most Tommy Olivers or Tommy Olivers that can turn into Drakkon from that happening. So she does not like Drakkon for what he did way back in Shattered Grid, so she's got personal issues against him. But Drakkon says, hey, you can't beat me, you're not connected to the Morphin Grid, so you're gonna need to listen because I'm gonna need your help with what we're gonna do next. So, Kiya and Drakkon approach the Master Arch, and with this special device, Drakkon's able to turn it on and activate it. With however he got this device, I have no idea, but he did say with the recent events that's happening right now, he's become more resourceful. So, as they activate the Master Forge, you have Keva and Yale show up. And I love Kiya's reaction to Yale showing up, as Kiya is pissed off that they gave her Morpher to a cat. So, Keva and Yale try stopping Drakkon and Kiya, but they easily get one-shot and basically tossed to the side with how strong they are. As Drakkon and Kiya are leaving and traveling through the Master Forge, which I gotta laugh because Drakkon is basically dragging Kiya by her little cape thingy because Kiya is wanting to throw hands with Trini for giving her Morpher to a cat. But as Drakkon's leaving, he gives this word of advice to Trini and Zach by saying, Trini, destroy this arch, trust me. You won't be able to stop me if she gets to it. Meaning that Mistress Vile or Rita is probably most definitely gonna get a hold of this thing in this story arc, and that's going to lead into Darkest Hour. Well, she kind of is, because it's on one of the covers you see her coming out of it as it's activated. So no doubt about it, Rita is going to get her hands on this thing. But Draken and Kia going through the Master Arch, that is going to lead into the Power Rangers Unlimited, the coinless one-shot we'll be getting next week. And that is something I'm definitely looking forward to covering on the channel. I'm going to cover it regardless, but I am so excited to see what happens when Draken returns to his original timeline with everything changed. But not only that, Kia is going to be there as well. So I'm definitely looking forward to that and covering it on the channel. Alright, so with this issue, we've got two big battles going on right now, and I'm going to cover them one at a time. The first one is in Promethea, where you have Zedd and Rita facing off against each other, and then in the cities of Angel Grove, you've got the Rangers facing off against Matt as they're trying to break the spell and destroy the Sword of Darkness. So I'm going to cover the Promethea stuff first, and then I'll jump into the stuff with the Rangers. So the Promethea stuff outside of the Lord Zedd and the Rita fight is fascinating to me, because we've got Grace Sterling. Now, Grace Sterling has been a character that's always planned ahead, had a plan within a plan, a backup plan for a backup plan, and she's always been level-headed and prepared for the worst. And in this situation, She is backed into a corner as recently with Matt being captured, all her secrets, all her plans, even her past has been revealed to Rita with what Matt told her. And in this issue, you can see the despair and the fear on her face as she's pushed into this corner and doesn't know what to do. Like, she doesn't know what to do. She thinks that the best thing she can do is run and let Terrana escape because she knows that Rita is going to be hunting her down. And there's some interesting bits of dialogue when Grace is telling Terrana to escape, where she says that even our backup ranger has been missing for over a year. So I'm guessing that means Ranger Slayer, because Ranger Slayer was working for Grace when we met up with her in Necessary Evil. So after the whole battle in Necessary Evil, Kim went back home to that timeline, or Ranger Slayer went back home to that timeline, and I guess never made contact with Grace that she was going back home. So that would make sense that, like, Ranger Slayer has been missing in action for the longest time, ever since we last saw her, or when Ranger Slayer probably made contact with Grace. But there's another interesting bit of dialogue in this issue where Rita knows about Grace's backstory, how Zordon made her a ranger and then took it away, but then she has this line where she says, "Hey, it'd be good for you to witness me conquering the universe as my triumphant victory in this war." So she's basically offering Grace a back row seat as she conquers the universe. But when Grace tries escaping, Rita is quick to turn down that offer and orders the vessel to kill Grace, which the vessel refuses, which is fascinating within itself, because last month we saw the vessel go on his own journey of self-discovery, so no idea where that took him and why he's turning down Rita's orders. So that's basically where that ends, where she orders the vessel to kill Grace, but the vessel refuses. So I'm wondering what's going to happen when we follow that up next month in issue 1010. But let's talk about the Rita and Zedd fight, the Mistress Vile versus Ranger Zedd fight, because that was a really cool fight in this issue. So the fight between Rita Repulsa and Lord Zedd, Mistress Vile and Zedd Ranger. These two characters, these two villains clashing, going face to face, was something we got in this issue, and it was really, really freaking cool. And looking at the artwork, it was really freaking amazing as well. But seeing how this fight went down, it looked like both of these characters were evenly matched with their brand new power-ups they've been given by the Morphin Grid, as it looked like they were on equal footing. Unless one of them was holding back in this fight, you never know. But I freaking love the shit talking that these two characters did while they were fighting. They would not shut up while fighting. Like, every time they would clash or every time they would fight, there would always be a bit of dialogue between the two as they were throwing hands or throwing staffs in this issue as they came face to face. And I love the bit of dialogue that they have before the fight begins, where Zedd says, "You shouldn't have never let me live," and Rita says, "Killing you would have been mercy with what I've got planned later down the line." So the battle ends with Zedd looking like he was going to do the decisive blow as he fired his staff at Rita Repulsa or Mistress Vile, but the vessel came in and used his little scythe thingy to deflect it back at Zedd, leaving her the victor in this battle. So I'm wondering how that battle would have turned out if the vessel didn't interfere with the fight in the end. But either way, seeing these two villains come face to face in this issue was freaking fantastic, and I get the feeling that this is only round one of what's to come later. Alright, so while this is going on, we've got the Rangers fighting in Angel Grove, trying to destroy the Sword of Darkness and free Matt from the evil clutches, because last issue or a couple of issues ago, they came to the conclusion if they destroy the Sword of Darkness, then that will free Matt from whatever spell has been placed on him. So what we get is this really cool battle in the city as the other Rangers are trying to destroy the Sword of Darkness and defeat Matt and best him in combat. And what we get in this issue is Kimberly, of course, calling the shots and being a badass that she's been doing within the past couple of issues, which has been something really freaking cool. But not only that, we get Matt and Aisha squaring off in this issue as Matt is just playing mind games with her by saying, "Maybe I liked you because we're kind of the same, because we're both replacements. Would you say yes to me if I asked you out?" So we get this really cool fight scene between the two. But how this battle goes, I was not expecting the end result for this fight in this issue and what could happen next. So With Matt jumping into the Dragon Zord, the other Rangers summon, or basically they summon the Thunder Megazord, but they form the Thunder Dragon Zord, which forces Matt into the combination of the Thunder Mega, or the Dragon Thunder Megazord we got way back in issue 100. So it was cool to see this Zord combination back again in the comics. So with Matt sort of being forced into the Zord combination, it lets the Rangers corner him and grab the Sword of Darkness and destroy it. So what happens moving forward is we have no idea if Matt is actually freed from Rita's spell. It seems like it because Matt says, "Leave me alone," and then he teleports away, but with Matt teleporting away, it looks like everyone else was teleporting away in the battle on Angel Grove as a bunch of putties leave the battlefield as well. And a lot of our heroes are wondering where they're going. And this leads into the big cliffhanger we get with this issue. Alright, so the next few pages are pretty freaking crazy. So we cut back to Safe Haven where Trini is interrogating Alpha 1 and she's like, "Hey, why did Drakkon flee through the Master Arch with Kiya? What are they planning?" And Alpha 1 says, "I have no idea. That was not my mistress's orders, and I knew he couldn't be trusted from the very beginning." So that's fascinating that Drakkon and Mistress Vile, or Rita, formed an alliance sometime in the past. So I'm wondering if in the Queenless issue, it could open up with a flashback with one of the two seeking each other out. But I love how Drakkon formed an alliance with Rita, with Mistress Vile, and in the end, he went off and did his own thing because he knew that shit was going to go down, and he's got some kind of plan up his sleeve. So that's really fascinating. I'm hoping we get some answers to that within the Coinless one-shot we'll be getting next week. So, after that, we have Keva sulking in the corner, and he's upset that Drakkon was able to swat him aside. And Zack says, "Hey, these powers aren't meant to make you like a god." And Kevin's like, "I should have had them." And Zack says, "Hey, we lose. It happens sometimes. And Drakkon's a pretty bad dude. It could have gotten a lot worse." And Kevin's like, "It could have been better." And Zack says, "Hey, don't go itching for fights because I've done this job long enough. And if you seek out the fight will eventually come to you eventually." And on that, we have a panel of Safe Haven and several ships are hovering above it, coming down to land, and that's where the issue ends. So, no doubt about it, when all the putties and everyone else fled, that's where they're going. They're going to Safe Haven now that they've got the locator, and they're going to use the Master Forge with what Drakkon was warning everyone about. So, next issue is the prelude to Darkest Hour, I believe, issue 110, and it looks like things are going to get crazy within these next couple of issues, so I'm really looking forward to that. So, that was Mighty Morphin Power Rangers issue 109. I really enjoyed this issue, got a kick out of it, lots of cool fights, lots of cool character moments, and I'm excited to see where Melissa is going to take the story moving forward. Now, we kind of know some things are going to happen if you keep up with the solicitations and the previews, but once, like, this brand new story arc happens, I know absolutely nothing. I know some things due to some preview pages and some blurbs here and there, but we're going in blind to this brand new story arc, and we know that Rita is going to come out on top in the end, but how that happens, no idea. But either way, I'm really looking forward to what this upcoming story arc and what these next couple of issues are going to bring moving forward. But anyway, guys, fantastic issue, really got a kick out of it. What are your thoughts of MMPR issue 109? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section down below. With that said, I'm going to bring this video to a close. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out, take care, bye.